Testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. Just checking the sound now. So this is in preparation of Sunday night, Monday morning's lunar eclipse. So this is a live feed of the moon taken with the Seestar S50. Hoping you have clear skies for the lunar eclipse. If anybody's got any comments or any feedback, please leave it in the comments. Thanks. Hi there, so I'm just testing for the upcoming lunar eclipse that's happening Monday morning in the early hours of the morning. The eclipse starts at 1:30, that's the penumbral part of the eclipse. The total eclipse starts at 3:30. It will be a blood moon, so it should be a beautiful event, hoping for clear skies for it. So just testing, this is a live feed of tonight's moon with the Seestar S50. If anybody does check in, if you could let me know in the comments whether the sound is okay, it would be greatly appreciated. Hello there, Tasmanian Stargazers. I'm just doing a live stream test of my equipment for Monday morning for the total lunar eclipse. I am hoping to live stream it depending on weather, of course. The total eclipse starts at 3:30 Monday morning and goes through till about 4:50, and it will be a blood moon. So last time I saw a blood moon was in November of 2023, and it was quite beautiful. So fingers crossed we'll be able to live stream. Happy for any feedback in the comments, constructive feedback, of course. I can see there is a little bit of a wobble with the moon, but that is the autocorrect function on the Seestar that is keeping it in the center of the screen. I might have to change the music on the night, because if I'm listening to this music, it will probably make me fall asleep. Hello Internet, this is Lisa from Tasmanian Stargazer. I am just testing my setup for Monday morning's lunar eclipse. It will be a blood moon. The total eclipse starts at about 3:30 in the morning, hoping for clear skies. Some fun moon facts. We are currently looking at a 94% moon, and the moon is nearly 380,000 kilometres from Earth. So I'm using the Seestar S50 for this footage. So this is a live stream of tonight's moon. So far everything seems to be working well. So just doing some testing for Monday morning's blood moon. If you're wondering why the moon does go red, it's because no direct sunlight is falling on it during a total eclipse, but some of the sunlight gets bent around the edges of the Earth's atmosphere, and that falls into the moon. So this sunlight's filtered as it's passing through the Earth's atmosphere, and only the red and orange light gets through. So that is why we have a red moon during some of these events. So fingers crossed, hoping for some clear skies so I can live stream it for other people. So the partial eclipse will start Monday morning at about 2:30 in the morning, and the total eclipse starting at 3:30. Last time I saw an event like this was back in 2023, and it was really quite beautiful. Very lovely night, very peaceful out under the stars. But this time I'm hoping to live stream it so other people can enjoy it as well. Hi there guys, I'm just doing some testing with my setup to make sure that everything is working for Monday morning's lunar eclipse, which I am hoping to live stream. This will be weather dependent, of course. Tonight's moon is 94% brightness. It's a beautiful bright moon tonight. And currently the moon is around 380,000 kilometres from Earth. So the partial eclipse will be starting Monday morning around 2:30 in the morning, with the total eclipse starting at 3:30. And a blood moon is caused by the sunlight getting bent around the edges of the Earth's atmosphere. And because that sunlight's being filtered, as it passes through the atmosphere, only the red and orange light get through. So that is why the moon appears to be red. If anybody is watching, if you could let me know in the comments if the sound and everything is okay, that would be a huge help. Thanks for checking in. Hello Tasmanian Stargazers, I am just testing my setup for Monday morning's lunar eclipse. I am hoping to live stream. That will be weather dependent, of course. Tonight's moon is 94% illumination, and the moon's currently just under 380,000 kilometres away from Earth. So on Monday, the partial lunar eclipse starts at about 2:30 in the morning. The total lunar eclipse starts at 3:30, and it will be a blood moon. So that is when light from the sun gets filtered through the Earth's atmosphere, and only the red and orange light gets through, and that's what illuminates the moon, making it look red. Last time I saw an event like this was back in 2023, so I am looking forward to this one. That night I had a beautiful night out under the stars. This time I'm hoping to be able to live stream that and share it with you all. So fingers crossed for Monday morning, and happy stargazing. So this is a live stream of tonight's moon. Tonight the moon's at 94% illumination. Fun fact, the moon is currently 380,000 kilometres away from Earth. So Monday morning there is a total lunar eclipse. It will be a blood moon, so fingers crossed for clear skies so that I can live stream that event. Everything seems to be running smoothly. I may have to change my music as this is going to make me fall asleep on Monday morning. But everything seems to be working well in preparation for the total lunar eclipse. I'm hoping that the sound is okay. If anybody's happy, please make mention in the comments about the sound. That would be a huge help. But yeah, that is a live feed of tonight's moon. There is a little bit of a wobble in the moon. That is the telescope I'm using is auto-centering the moon. So every now and then there is a little bit of a wobble. It's doing it right now as far as I can tell, but that's all that is, just the telescope centering the moon. Hi there, I'm just doing a test of my equipment in preparation for Monday's total lunar eclipse. Hoping to live stream that event. That will of course be weather dependent. On Monday the partial eclipse starts at 2:30 in the morning and the total eclipse starts at about 3:30 in the morning. It will be a blood moon. That is when light from the sun is filtered by the Earth's atmosphere, and only the orange and red light gets through, and that's what causes the moon to look red. Tonight's moon is 94% illumination, and the moon is currently around 380,000 kilometres away from Earth. Happy stargazing, and hope to see some of you on Monday morning. Hello there. I'm just testing my equipment in preparation for Monday morning's lunar eclipse. So tonight the moon is at 94% illumination. This is a live feed of the moon. Every now and then you'll see a little bit of a wobble. That is my telescope adjusting and getting the moon back in the center of the frame again. So the moon is currently 380,000 kilometers away from Earth. And I am hoping for clear skies for Monday morning for the lunar eclipse. The lunar eclipse will start at about 2:30, with the total eclipse starting at 3:30. It will be a blood moon. So a blood moon is when sunlight gets bent around the edges of the Earth's atmosphere, and it is filtered through the Earth's atmosphere, and only the orange and red light gets through, which is what makes the moon an orangey red colour during a blood moon. So the last time I saw something like this was back in 2023. I had a beautiful night outside underneath the stars, but just hoping to be able to live stream it this year so that everyone can enjoy it. So yes, just doing a test of all of my equipment to make sure that everything is working well in preparation for Monday. Hope everybody's having a good night and happy stargazing. So hi there folks, I am just testing all of my equipment tonight in preparation for the lunar eclipse, just trying to make sure that everything is stable and working. So far so good. So we have the total lunar eclipse from my location in southern Tasmania. The eclipse starts at 2:30 in the morning on Monday morning, with the total eclipse starting at 3:30. This will be a blood moon. Last time I saw a blood moon was 2023, November 2023, which was a beautiful night out underneath the stars. But this year I'm hoping to be able to share it with other people that may not be able to watch. So tonight's moon's 94% illumination, and the moon is roughly 380,000 kilometres away from Earth. So every now and then there is a little bit of a wobble. That is just my telescope recentering the moon, making sure it's in the centre of the frame. And fingers crossed that I have clear skies Monday morning so that I can live stream the total lunar eclipse. So a blood moon is caused, so there's actually no direct sunlight falling on the moon during a total lunar eclipse because the moon is in the Earth's shadow, but some of the sunlight gets bent around the edges of the Earth's atmosphere, and this is what falls on the moon. And that sunlight, because it's being filtered by the Earth's atmosphere, only the orange and red light gets through, and that is why the moon appears an orangey red colour. Anyway, happy stargazing. I hope it's clear wherever you are if you're watching. Yeah, hi there folks. Adrian's asked if this is a live stream. Yes, I'm live streaming tonight's moon, I'm just testing my equipment in preparation for Monday's lunar eclipse. So I'm hoping to live stream Monday's lunar eclipse here from Tasmania, southern Tasmania. So I'm just testing my equipment right now, just making sure that everything's nice and stable. Tonight's moon is 94% illumination, and just for a fun fact, the moon is roughly 380,000 kilometres away from Earth tonight. So from my location, the lunar eclipse starts at around 2:30 Monday morning. The total eclipse starts at 3:30 in the morning. So hoping to live stream that. I've got all my fingers and toes crossed for clear skies. Every now and then you'll see a little bit of a wobble. That is just my telescope recentering the moon. I'm hoping that it's not too noticeable. Anyway, happy stargazing. I'll just leave this up for a little bit longer just to make sure that everything's stable and working well in preparation for Monday. Happy stargazing. I'm based in southern Tasmania, so that is our local time. I think we're 10 hours ahead of UTC time. I think that's right. And hello to Adrian from Mexico. Thanks for checking in. Happy stargazing. Hi folks, I'm just testing my equipment in preparation for the lunar eclipse on Monday morning from my local time zone. So tonight's moon is 94% illumination. The moon tonight is roughly 380,000 kilometres away from Earth, so there's a fun fact. So from southern Tasmania, the eclipse starts Monday morning at around 2:30 in the morning. The total eclipse starts at 3:30, and this will be a blood moon. So during a blood moon, no sunlight falls directly on the Earth. Sorry, I'm reading the comments. I shouldn't be reading the comments while I'm talking. Oh, thanks, Cool Cats. That's great. Appreciate that, Cool Cats. 9 lives. Yeah, so from my location, it starts at 2:30 in the morning. I'm hoping to just live stream it. Of course, that'll be weather dependent. The forecast is not looking great at the moment, but I will keep my fingers crossed. So I was going to try and explain why we call it a blood moon. So during a total lunar eclipse, no direct sunlight is actually falling on the moon, but some of the sunlight gets bent around the edges of the Earth's atmosphere, and this sunlight is filtered as it passes through our atmosphere, and only the red and orange light gets through, so that's what makes the moon look orange and red. So fingers crossed that everybody gets to enjoy the lunar eclipse. I am hoping to be able to live stream for anybody who can't see it, so fingers crossed for that. In the meantime, happy stargazing, everyone. Hi Truly, thanks for checking in. I'm just testing my equipment for the lunar eclipse on Monday morning. For anybody that's just joining, just trying to make sure that everything is stable and working well. I've been going for nearly an hour, so I might close this down shortly, but that is a live stream of tonight's moon. The moon tonight, it's a waxing moon at 94% illumination. And the moon is roughly 380,000 kilometres away from Earth. So Monday morning in southern Tasmania time, the lunar eclipse starts at around 2:30. The total eclipse part starts at 3:30, and it will be a blood moon. So that is where the moon will be in the shadow of the Earth, and the sunlight that does get through, it's filtered through the Earth's atmosphere, and only the red and orange light gets through, so that is what makes the moon look red. So fingers crossed for clear skies for the lunar eclipse. Anyway, I'll leave this going just for a little bit longer for people who do want to enjoy just having a look at tonight's moon. It's a beautiful night down here in southern Tasmania. There has been a bit of an aurora activity the last few days, but with such a bright moon, I haven't put the camera out to have a look for aurora tonight, because it would be fairly washed out, I think, with the moon being so bright if it was there. Anyway, happy stargazing, and I'll just leave this here for a little bit longer. Thanks for checking in. Yeah, so thanks for the question, Cool Cats. This is with the Seestar S50, so I can connect that to my home Wi-Fi and then play it through my computer on VLC media player. So it's a little bit convoluted, and I am using Wi-Fi, which, as we all know, Wi-Fi is not necessarily always the most stable, but so far everything seems to be working well. I do have my other telescope set up tonight, taking some HA data as well. But the Seestar does a pretty good job of the moon, particularly for this type of thing. Well folks, that's been over an hour of testing. Everything seems to be pretty stable, so we might just leave it there. And all going well, I'll be back Monday morning local time from southern Tasmania to live stream the lunar eclipse. So thanks for watching and happy stargazing.